まあ、近い。
On that unforgettable day in Tokyo's Nihonbashi district, nearly 50,000 people gathered together, and in one powerful moment they all shouted the same name, Riku. The sound wasn't just loud, it carried emotion. And when those voices reached deep into Riku Miura's heart, her eyes instantly filled with tears. She tried to hold it back, she really did, but she couldn't. Standing at the microphone, she admitted, "Hearing so many people call our name like that, it overwhelmed me. I almost started crying." In that one short sentence lived everything: the 7 years of quiet struggle, the frustration from Beijing, the comeback in Milan, and this moment right here. On the ice, she is always calm and composed, but in the middle of the city, she was on the verge of breaking down. And the reason is simple. Those people weren't just calling out Miura or Kihara. They were shouting something deeper, something emotional. They were calling Riku Ryu. Two names had become one. And inside that single name was a shared belief that these two are more than just a pair. So what exactly is the real relationship between Riku Miura and Ryuichi Kihara? What has truly been growing between them over these past 7 years? What did those tears really mean? And what was behind Kihara's quiet smile when he said, "I'll leave it up to your imagination"? By the end of this story, you'll probably have your own answer. Because Kihara's journey didn't begin with success, it began with failure. Before the medals and recognition, he was a single skater fighting to survive in one of the most competitive eras Japan had ever seen. He had talent and determination, competing at the national level, but the top was already taken by dominant champions. And no matter how hard he trained, the Olympic path never opened for him. Year after year, he pushed forward, but nothing changed. And eventually, reality forced him into a difficult decision: continue chasing a dream that might never come true, or start over completely. In 2013, he made a bold choice and switched to pair skating, a move that many saw as a risk, because in Japan, pair skating had never been a major focus and was dominated internationally by countries like China and Russia. Japan had never truly been in the Olympic medal conversation in this discipline, so Kihara wasn't choosing an easy path. He was choosing the hardest one possible, and for a long time, nothing worked. His first partnership didn't click. His second partnership didn't work either, and doubts surrounded him from every direction. People questioned whether pair skating even mattered in Japan, and as he approached 30, the thought of retirement became unavoidable. For someone who had spent his entire life on the ice, that moment felt like standing at the edge of everything ending. Then one day, everything changed when a 17-year-old girl named Riku Miura stepped into his life. She had been a singles skater, but she made the decision herself to try pairs and approached Kihara with that idea. She was 9 years younger, still carrying innocence, still unknown. And at first, Kihara wasn't completely sure, but the moment they stepped onto the ice together, something clicked instantly. Their timing aligned naturally, their movements matched perfectly, and even without words, they understood each other. Kihara later described it as being struck by lightning, the feeling of their hands connecting, the way their skating flowed together, and the unspoken communication between them made him realize right away that something special could happen. That day marked the beginning of what would become known as Riku Ryu. They moved to Montreal, Canada, to train under coach Bruno Marcotte, leaving behind familiarity for a new life focused entirely on improvement. Their journey there wasn't easy, and success didn't come overnight. At the 2022 Beijing Olympics, they helped Japan win a team silver medal, which was a huge achievement, but individually they placed 7th, and that result stayed with them. It became motivation. They promised themselves they would come back stronger, and in 2023 they began to climb, winning silver at the World Championships and gradually establishing themselves among the best in the world. They went on to win Grand Prix events and world titles, but despite all that progress, one final goal remained just out of reach: the Olympic gold medal. Then came the 2026 Milan Olympics, and things didn't start the way they had hoped. After the short program, they were sitting in 5th place, almost 7 points behind the leaders, which in figure skating is an enormous gap that is rarely overcome in a single night. Even commentators openly said that a comeback would be extremely difficult, and fans felt the tension as uncertainty filled the air. That night, behind the scenes, Kihara broke down. During the short program, he made a mistake on a lift that he usually performed flawlessly, and in that moment it felt like everything he had worked for over the years was collapsing. He couldn't stop the tears, and the weight of that failure hit him all at once. Then Riku quietly spoke to him and said, "It's not over yet. If you feel this frustrated, that means you still have it." Normally, Kihara was the one supporting her, encouraging her, guiding her through difficult moments, but on that night their roles reversed. The experienced 3-year-old broke down, and the younger 2-4-year-old lifted him back up. That moment perfectly represents what pair skating truly is, because it's not just about performing together on the ice. It's about supporting each other through everything in life. Over time, their connection extended far beyond skating. Living in Montreal, they spent almost the entire year together, sharing the same routine, the same environment, and the same goals. Riku doesn't drive, so Kihara takes her everywhere, whether it's grocery shopping or daily errands. And during those drives, she often falls asleep while he quietly makes sure she gets home safely. These small, everyday moments reveal something deeper than just a professional partnership. During a television appearance, Kihara once said that when you hold someone's hand, the feeling is always different depending on the person. But the first time he held hers, he felt like it was destiny. That word, destiny, quickly spread across social media, with fans questioning whether it was more than just a comment about skating. When reporters later asked them directly about their relationship, Riku answered that it goes beyond that and feels like family, while Kihara simply smiled and said he would leave it up to everyone's imagination. He didn't confirm anything, but he didn't deny anything either, and sometimes that kind of answer says more than a clear statement ever could. Then came the 17th of February 2026, in Milan, the moment that changed everything. From 5th place, they delivered the performance of their lives in the free skate, achieving a record-breaking score of 158.13 points and securing the gold medal. In that moment, they didn't just win, they rewrote the history of Japanese pair skating, becoming the first to reach the very top. When they returned to Tokyo for the parade, 50,000 people once again filled the streets, shouting Riku Ryu as their voices echoed through the city. Every time that name was called, Riku's eyes filled with emotion. And at one point, Kihara lifted her high into the air, not as part of a routine, not for competition, but simply because he wanted everyone to see her. That moment captured something words struggle to explain. Their relationship isn't something that fits into a single definition. Calling them just partners feels incomplete. Calling them lovers might oversimplify something deeper. And even calling them family doesn't fully capture it. Maybe it's all of those things combined. Or maybe it's something beyond what language can describe. Because pair skating itself is built on trust. The kind of trust where one person literally places their life in the hands of another, and over time that level of trust creates a connection that goes far beyond the sport. That's what Riku Ryu represents. So the question remains, what do you think they are? Love, friendship, family, or something entirely different? Whatever the answer is, one thing is certain. Their story isn't just about winning a gold medal, it's about proving that when two people truly trust each other and move forward together, they can create something unforgettable, something that stays with the world long after the performance ends.